if staying consistent on your meal plan has been something that's been a struggle, which I know that when we look at our Sunday reflections, one of the most consistent things that we've been sharing is that our meal plan has been, forgive my kitty, that following through with our meal plan and being consistent with our nutrition is something we are constantly working at. Most of you every single day are saying, what didn't work following through with the meal plan? What didn't work prepping? What didn't work my nutrition? What didn't work tracking? And so we have decided, and I talked about this on Monday, is that what we know is working are our workouts. And our workouts are working because we have a specific plan. We know which workout we're doing every single day of the week. And we also are putting it on our calendar. So we know our workout time. And we know it's got to happen during this little block of time or it's not going to happen usually. And so we make it happen. Well, the same is true for our nutrition. Like being planned is actually a huge part of it, and more so than just a meal plan. And so I want you to start thinking about, and I love giving you this information on Friday because you have the weekend to actually get this plan in place for Monday. So if this week your nutrition's been kind of all over the place, I want you to just like give yourself grace and be like, all right, it is what it is. But I want you to draw a line in the sand and say, okay, so next week I'm really gonna do this. And I want to show you some tangible things you can do to get organized, because I think that's part of it, is putting a system in place to follow through with your nutrition plan. And I want you to start to see that your nutrition is like a school project. You know, you were given a big school project and you got all the notes out and you printed off papers, you 3-hole punch things, you may have put them in a binder with dividers, but you had all of your resources, your research for your project that you could access that was easy at your fingertips. You were taking notes, right? You were keeping track of everything. And so I want you to think about that. Like your nutrition is 80% of your results. And we're all here because we know we're made for more. And so in order to elevate and feel better and feel more energized and feel more confident and to be able to put on those jeans and feel amazing in them this fall, we are gonna have to do things a little bit differently, right? That great intention that we have, we're gonna do it today, we're gonna do it today. We actually, let's put some actions in place, and let me show you some tangible things that really, really work for me, okay? So first of all, when I find a recipe that I love, I like to print it off. Okay, because I like to have things in front of me. So that's me. I love cookbooks and I love printed off recipes. I don't like to look at things online or digitally because I lose them and then I forget about how much I love them. So one of the things that my family has is we have a recipe folder, and we have printed off all of the recipes that we want to try. And what happens is that from these recipes, we have some of our favorites that everyone loves. And those favorites go into a rotation. And so we are having a lot of the same dinners, but we're rotating them. So think about 15 to 20 dinners that you want to try, that everybody loves. And you don't have to do this right now, but this is a goal. 15 to 20 dinners that are on constant rotation. You know, like make your own pizzas are always on constant rotation. Making air fryer chicken strips are on constant rotation. You know, things like that. Lasagna, Skinny Taste lasagna soup, constant rotation. Those are things that work that we can do. And so we have a recipe folder where we print off recipes, and some of those recipes go into our dinner rotation. And that way we're not always trying new things. It's not always a guesswork. It's like, oh, we haven't had Alana's honey curry chicken in a while. Let's have that this week. And so we just go back into that. And so it makes it a lot easier. But also, for this journey, like we have a goal, right? You have a goal to reach a certain weight, to lose so many inches, to feel a certain way, right? You want to be ready for the wedding or this or that. Our nutrition needs to be a project that we invest some time and energy into and not just have intentions about. And so something that really works for me is I literally have a binder, and this binder is all about nutrition. And there are tabs in here. There's a tab for my tracker. There's a tab for my husband's tracker. So they're actually printed and they're in here. All the containers for Portion Fix are here, so they're easy to access, so I don't have to keep opening up the tabs on Beachbody On Demand. I've got a list of all the different plants. This is for 4-Week Gut Protocol. I've got the tracker as far as like the workout goes in here, that's in here. And then I have all the recipes that I want to try, you know, in the next month or so, and everything is in here. And so it's very organized. And so you just open it up. And a lot of times I just keep this open on my counter So it's just right in front of you. So this could be something maybe that's missing for you, is the organization of it all, right? Also something that has been, that I talked about Monday, that I am just so, I feel like this is a missing piece, is, so I've got my meal planners, and something I've been doing, because what was happening was, is I was making the plan, and this is what a lot of us do. We make the plan, we write it out, but we don't always execute it, especially during the day, because we get busy and then we haven't eaten enough. And when I don't eat enough, I feel super lethargic. I'm very tired. I get grumpy. I'm not as clear-headed. But when I'm getting in all of my containers and I'm eating all that I need to eat, I feel very, very good. Okay. And so something that I had to do was these are the meal planners under the resources on Portion Fix. So if you go to Portion Fix on Beachbody On Demand, these are meal planners, blank meal planners. So I downloaded blank meal planners. I love to use my iPad and do this, but I wrote in what I was eating, and then I assigned times for everything. Okay, so like every meal, every snack got a time. So then I wrote those times on my calendar. So during the day, as you're busy, you're like, oh, it's time for a snack. Oh, it's time for lunch. And you just do it. And so, like I said, like, we're scheduling our workouts so they're happening. Maybe the missing piece is scheduling your meals. And so that's what it looks like for me, is I actually print, download whatever trackers, that you're using, and assign a time to the meals. And that way you're more likely to follow through. So this weekend, I would love to challenge you to actually dig in, right? And look at your nutrition as a project. And maybe it's a matter of getting a binder and printing off resources and printing off trackers and printing off some recipes, but it's a matter of actually writing it down, assigning times, being not just like intentional and saying, I'm gonna do this, but actually aligning your action with what your intentions are. And you are gonna see, like, what's gonna happen is you're gonna feel so, like, the pressure is gonna be off your shoulders, because you've gotten this, I need to do this, or I should be doing this, off your shoulders, and we're doing it very tangibly, so you have these tools in place. So I would love to know if that's something you're willing to do. Like this weekend, do you need to print off the meal planners? Plan it out with times. Is that what's you're needing to do? Are you needing to print off recipes and start your family recipe folder? Are you needing to just get a binder for your nutrition and look at your nutrition as your number one project? Like, is that what you're needing to do? Tell me more about what you are going to do this weekend to make sure when Monday rolls around, you are on this and you are in it and you are all in for nutrition, because that's when the game changes.